Hi, my name is Mistry, and this is my story. Growing up, I like to think I was a normal child, at least up until the age of 9. At the age of 9 was the turning point in my life. I started to lose my appetite, I would have stomach pains, and my skin started to have a jaundice appearance. My pediatrician at the time decided I needed blood work in order for him to find a possible solution. The results showed that my GFR level was around 15. This is considered stage 5 renal failure. After further testing, it was determined that the loss of kidney functionality was due to a birth defect, where blood vessels were constricting both of my ureters. This was corrected by surgery and helped regenerate my kidneys to around 40, eliminating any sickness I felt prior to. However, the regeneration was not permanent. My kidney functionality started declining slowly. It was not a matter of if I would need a kidney transplant. It became a matter of when. August of 2016, my GFR level came to around 20. This is the pinnacle point at which somebody can be added to the transplant list. I was encouraged by my nephrologist to talk with my family and friends about them becoming a donor. 4 out of my family and friends were willing to go through the testing process. Out of the 4 potential donors, 2 of them passed compatibility for blood type and tissue type. My fiance, Shelby, and my best friend, Nick. Although both were compatible, it was decided that Nick would be the better suitor at the time. Once I had a donor, the transplant team at Michigan Medicine thought it would be best if I waited as long as possible before starting the transplant process. It wasn't until my GFR was around 15 that the transplant planning process began. Everything happened so quickly, and before I knew it, I was arriving at Michigan Medicine 6:30 in the morning, preparing for surgery. Shortly after waking up from the surgery, some of the nurses started to go over in detail the medications that I would be taking. During this day at the hospital, I was quizzed periodically to ensure that I knew the quantity as well as the duration of each medication. When I wasn't studying or sleeping, I was focused on walking around to gain my strength back. On the 3rd day, I had minimum pain. I was walking around the 5th floor with, of course, the help of my family and friends, and I became an expert with my medication. As a result, I got the green light from the transplant team to go home that day. Although this is not always the case, I spent the following week recovering at home, and then I started resuming my studies at Michigan State University. Then the 2nd week after the transplant, I started working at my office job. As for Nick, he was only in the hospital for 1 day. He had a 2-week recovery and then he went back to work. Since the transplant, he had visited U of M for a yearly checkup to ensure everything is going okay. Today, Nick and I are still the best friends. Now that it's been 3 years since my transplant, I see my nephrologist semi-annually, and I have blood drawn every other month. My medication is at a much lower dosage compared to the initial 6 months after the transplant. I try to mitigate any negative side effects from the medication by eating right and working out 5 days a week on average. As for my career since the transplant, I've graduated from Michigan State University with a bachelor's degree in economics. Started working as a business innovation specialist at a mortgage company, and now I'm working towards applying to a top MBA program and will be getting married later this coming summer. None of this would have been possible for me if it wasn't for the transplant team at Michigan Medicine. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my story.